Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on Oceanside Forest. This is a new mod map out by Carl TG and Pixelfarm. 142.74 megabytes to download. There are two required mods for this map which download automatically. The Caravan by Maca and the Lizard TF840B pack by Vectorman. Now it does say in the description, I'm not sure if it's conflicting. It says this map is a simple logging map. There is the collectible alpine cheeses. Then further on in the description it says 100 default map US collectibles. Because I always check to see if it's collectibles. So if we go to there, right hand side at the bottom it says collectibles 12, which I'm assuming are the cheeses. I'm not sure about the 100 US collectibles, whether that's not supposed to be in the description. Anyway, that being said, the map itself looks like this. On New Farmer, you start with pretty much all the map. There are two fields which can be bought separately, so there are only 3 plots on this map altogether. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, obviously you don't own this plot, but to buy the entirety, pretty much of the map, is 410,425. Field 2, 5,120, field 3, 3,884. So, not too expensive to get going regardless. Would I prefer that it was split up into more chunks? Probably, because it doesn't give you a lot of option. You either start with all of it, or you start with 2 fields, but then to start into your forestry, unless there's a few trees around the side of those fields, yeah, your options are fields or forestry to start with, unless you put money in. Anyway, that being said, we've got a fuel point just here. Just over there is our vehicle store. Actually, my trigger's not on. Nope. Put that on, and let's get the map open. There we go. So fuel point is just here. Over here we've got our vehicle store. So the vehicle shop, there's not actually a building, there's not a shop there, but the trigger is just there. Up over the back, there's a building up around the back of there, which is the shipment port. That is the sell point on the map. But again, it's not as big a deal as it used to be back in the day. There are so many sell points and production chains, so many things available now. On maps where you've only got one sell point, a couple of sell points, you can put as many as you like wherever you want around a map these days. So sell point just there, and that's a lumber sell point as well. Now interestingly, it's a forestry map. There's not a sawmill, but if we come back onto the map and have a look again, because you own all of this entire area here, this concreted area, you can put placeables down. And what I was going to check, if we go into build mode and demolish, no, it won't let me remove any of the buildings, but there's still plenty of space. It's not like, you know, you've got a shortage of space here for putting in a sawmill if you want to, or if you want to go further out into the woodland, clear some forest and then put one in, you absolutely can. When we come a little bit further round, we've got the animal dealer, which is just here. So there is an animal dealer on the map, although we don't start with any animal pens or anything like that, but there is an animal dealer. And then we've got the workshop trigger just here. What I'm going to do is grab myself a vehicle, because our actual start point is here, but our vehicles and machinery are out here at our logging point. Now I don't know if you can tell from the map, but you've got some dense areas and some more open areas. These open areas, or more open areas, they've got trees in them. And there's one up here, you'll see when we get there later on. That wouldn't take many trees to be cleared for that to be an open area for a field. And the same with this area here. It's a slightly different tree type and not as dense. And then we've got one of those sections like a fire cut that runs all the way up here, that's got telegraph poles with its power cables, but run up through the map, which we'll go and have a look at in just a second. So if you bear with me momentarily, I will go and grab a pickup. I did say about mods. There's only the required mods on the map. So the Caravan and the Lizard TF840B pack. There's nothing under build mode. The Caravan is in there under farmhouses, but other than that, nothing else. So those are the only mods. I've grabbed myself a Mahindra. We'll jump in that. The other thing, it does say, where are we? Precision farming ready. So if you want to do precision farming, I'm assuming that means it's got a custom soil map. I mean, it doesn't say precision farming ready would imply there's a custom soil map. Anyway, from here we're going to head out. There's a few login tracks, and you know, we can go all over the place if you want to. Even in the denser parts of the woodland, it's not too thick. Lighting's quite good. It's not too dark in the dark areas. The colour palette is a little bit more muted, I think, but that works. It's not overly colourful. It's not overly bright. First of the fields come up on the left, and whilst on the map they look quite small, they're a fair size. We should get to the fire cut in a minute as well. Yeah, so you can see to the right, as I said, we've got different tree types with some small ones mixed in compared to the trees over this side. So there is a mixture of forestry to be done. I haven't come across any of the cheeses yet. It does say good luck, so there we go. So, running out all up that way, all about that way. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could plough a field either side of that, so you could have like a long field that ran all out the side of the pylons if you wanted to. It would be something a bit different, I guess. Haven't spoken about slot count yet, but I might as well. We haven't got that much equipment and machinery on the map anyway. It's 519 on New Farmer and 497 on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. The only difference I can see is on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch you don't start with a sleep trigger, which is the Caravan. That's the only difference. You start with the same, I say all the machinery and equipment, but you start with the machinery and equipment. We'll cut across here, I think. Whoa, I'm on trees. It feels very big, but I suppose that's because the route out. It's not a, you know, it's not a circuit as such. I'm really liking that. I know it's not just specific to this map. There's a lot of big trees, so as far as forestry goes, you should be able to make a tidy bit of money. But I like the fact you've got all these smaller trees mixed in. So again, if you want to go down the route with the precision farming stuff, the Platinum Edition, Platinum Expansion, of using tree markers if you're playing multiplayer, of marking the trees that need to be removed and ones that don't and that kind of stuff. It's all here if you want to do it. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. I suppose you could start off with a clearance job where you've got to clear the trees away from the roadway. I'm not sure it's supposed to be like that. Potentially. So we're at the top end of the fire cut now. I've got to double check, make sure I don't go the wrong way. Yes, I need to take a fork down here. I suppose I could have just driven straight up the side of there, couldn't I? But it's nice to get a feel for the map. Then down here we've got our login point that we start with. Like I said, the machinery, you start with all three game modes, you just don't start with the sleep trigger on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. Pick up just here. I don't know if this, I don't think this can be towed. I'm pretty sure when this came out, wasn't this just a placeable? I'm sure it was. Door opens at the end with our sleep trigger inside. Pick up just there, and we've got our two, I say harvesters, I mean they are interchangeable. We've got a forwarder with the bunk on the back and the grab, but you can take that grab off. These are detachable, and you can put the harvester header onto that if you want to. And then we've got a harvester version with the clam bunk on the back. That is also removable. It's not a mod review, but that's, I mean, that's what you get as part of the map. Looking out over, as I said, these areas that look a bit more open and a bit more sparse, as you can see, there are just a few trees on a few of these sections. So clearing these out first and giving yourself some more field area if you want to go down the field route would be much simpler. And that's the map. That's it. I haven't come across any collectibles at all, whether they be 100 or the 12, but as far as I can tell it's only 12. And that's Oceanside Forest by Carl TG and Pixelfarms. There's no biogas plant or anything like that on here. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.